Hey, Cactus crew. How you guys going? Thanks for tuning in. And if you're new here, hi, how you going? I am Bill. Hope everyone's going well. Am I going good? Are we all going well? Yes, I am ready for Wednesday, hump day. It's where I go live. I do this, but also I'm going to be in the chat. Yes, if you want to come in and have a little chin wag with me or a big chin wag, whatever way. When I say chin wag, that's Aussie slang for having a chat. Because you move your mouth up and down and your chin does the wagging. I know it really makes you think, doesn't it? So check out the timestamps in the description box below. They'll be there. I'll put them there when I finish the live. Replay crew, living your best life. What else? I've got stuff I wrote down, but I'm looking at my paper and the words aren't translating into stuff that I should be saying. So we're off to a great start. We are. What are we doing tonight? Well, tonight in my time, we are going back to 2020, my comfort zone. You know, when I can't deal with present day Polson, we head back. We head back to 2020. And this is around the time where Tati sued Katie. I will list, I've got a playlist Without a Crystal Ball versus Tati. I'll link it below and it'll be in the comments. And that's basically where we've been. We haven't really been following a consistent timeline because, well, we should have. This one, we should have gone over this, and I'm pretty sure we haven't. It's the day before, I think, so October 30, but like I said, my dates might be off, guys. So if you can let me know the correct date, if you know, let me know, and then I can let everyone know by updating the details. But yeah, because I'm a day ahead, so it just screwed me with my head, trying to figure out what the date was. But this is basically the day where Katie broke the story about Clarke Swanson suing Halo Beauty. And like up until then, like Clarke Swanson had been basically feeding Katie all this information, using her as his puppet because he needed someone dumb enough with a big enough hate boner for Tati that, because hate blinds you from the real deal. And Katie, she gets that hate boner, she gets that tunnel vision. She'll take whatever you say as long as, whatever. So we were just going to watch that live, but I thought we needed context. So there's a few other videos and it's just best we go and we get in on it. Come on, mouth, come on, brain, let's line up and make this work. Everything that I say is my own opinion, and I like to break into song, and it doesn't really matter if I'm on tune as long as I'm in tune in my own head. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? Lucky I can laugh at myself, right? Too aware. That's where I am. I wish Katie had this level, my level of self-awareness. Imagine Katie with self-awareness. I wouldn't have a channel, would I? I wouldn't have a channel. So where are we? Let's all regroup. How are you guys going in the back seat? Yeah, it's a bit stinky, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot to clean the Cadillac out. I'm talking the Cactus Cadillac. It's prickly on the outside and velvet seats inside, yes. Nice and comfy. Oh, first off, I just want to say I need to contact Backwards Barbie. But yeah, shout out, and I almost called you Cactus Barbie. You can become one, I'll send you a hat. I'll send you a fanny pack. Thank you so much for sharing my video, talking about it, and then just anyone that subscribed after that. Thank you so much. Like, I appreciate it. For a long time, I kept my channel hidden. So, I've just got to stand strong now in my cactus boots. I'm a little bit loopy at the beginning, and just wait until the motor warms up where my brain and my mouth get on the same fucking track. Right now I'm a little all over the place, and that is because just before I went live, fuck, it just never runs smoothly. Like common sense, or a little bit of, maybe you should add these other videos and make it so people understand where we are in the timeline. And I was like, fuck, okay, we're going to watch this first video. There's 3. I don't know if we'll get through them, or if we don't, we can continue this live tomorrow. And then I've got to talk to you guys. I've got to rearrange my schedule on my channel because I've got a new job and I got no time at night now. Okay, so let's not talk about my life. I've set it up and I don't know how to bring Katie in. I almost wonder if it's like I know what to do, but I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to press that button. Oh my God. Thank God it's the coffee cup. The coffee cup has saved us. Yes. What kind of twit keeps this up, Change it. Once you figure out that you've accidentally used a coffee cup and that you're not intelligent and you're not topical or tropical. So this video is called Why I Can't Stay Silent About Tati Westbrook. And this is basically going to set the context because Katie had to delete this. This is a without a crystal ball video, as you can see from the intro. She had to delete all videos that she did of Tati off her Without a Crystal Ball channel, plus the entire Katie Joy Live channel and all the videos, but I've got all the Katie Joy Live stuff. We just got to tie it in with this. And I'm pretty sure this is either the beginning of 2020. I think it is that it's like, I think it's like June, July 2020. But if I'm wrong, because I didn't put a date on this one. And this is why I can't stay silent about Tati Westbrook. Not me, Katie. I don't want to press play. I don't want to press play. Someone else needs to. Okay, fuck it. We're just going to go fast too. Katie, you hear that? We're not here to sit around all day and talk about the coffee cup.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so last night I did a live stream and I was talking about stuff that had happened with me as it related to Tati Westbrook and her husband James from some articles that I had published last year. Now, I was not adding myself necessarily to this drama. I was just trying to share an experience that I had had with her and how I felt like perhaps what she was saying in her current video was contradictory to what I had received from statements and letters I had received from people representing her. So some people, I obviously was in a live stream and was not super clear about what it was that I was talking about. And I'm really sorry about that. I want to be able to say things, but I also had to run it past my own team this morning who clarified that I'm allowed to say some things. So I do feel a little bit more comfortable being able to share a little bit more with you this morning. So here is how it all went down. Last year, I wrote a couple articles about Tati Westbrook. I think it was like 3 or 4, maybe 5. I can't remember. I was writing on a website called PATHEOS at the time on my blog Without a Crystal Ball. My blog heavily focused on things related to, I don't even remember, so many different topics, things that I can't even talk about on YouTube because of the way that monetization works here. But at the time, I had a keen interest in this because it seemed as though this whole thing was revolving around vitamins. And as I had done some research on her products and had watched a bunch of her videos and then also saw what happened with James Charles, I was like convinced that it was about vitamins, even though yesterday or 2 days ago, she said in her video it was not about vitamins. Now, Def Noodles literally did a video a couple days ago where he outlined the number of minutes she talked about vitamins in her video. And she even admitted in her video that, yes, she was frustrated about him taking a sponsorship from her competitor, but it was sort of like her breaking point.
While I was definitely upset that he had accepted a sponsorship from the biggest rival to my brand, Halo Beauty, I did not make my video because of vitamins. I made it as a result of all of the lies that were fed to me by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
I guess. And that she had been fed things from Jeffree and Shane, which prompted her to make this video about him, James, and then she published it, and then she said she deeply regretted it, but that it was because of lies that she had been fed that made her feel the way in which she did. So full circle, right? Shane Dawson is in this position right now where he is being canceled. And he has lost monetization on his channel. Tati, he has lost 1 million subscribers. He has lost.
Ah, yes. This is when you were James Charles's biggest fan. sticking up for him. And then later on, it came out that Tati was telling the truth, that both Jeffree Star and James Charles prey on straight men. That's a fact now. I mean, it's pretty much a fact. It's all out there. Jeffree Star is the reason James Charles is the way he is. He'll do anything to keep quiet. And Katie believes that Jeffree Star had set her up. Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, all them had set Katie up to take the fall for Dramageddon or something. Look, I can't remember. Why can't I remember? This is, it's like yesterday. But yeah, the similarities between the 7M lawsuit and what Tati sued Katie for are exactly the same. The defamation, the slander, the destroying his character in the public, and sponsorships and all that. She just gets involved. She comes up with what she believes is the truth. It's Katie's truth, but it's not the truth. But then, okay, we're coming back. Is that the mother of pearl? Is that a pearl necklace that, but the mother of pearl? Okay, that's a knockoff, isn't it?
Lost his brand deal or his Target pulled his books from their store, and he's getting videos are getting claimed by Sony. So he's not having the best week. He's not having the best couple weeks. It's been, he can't make money on YouTube. Sony is claiming his videos. It's a mess. So there's the stuff with Shane. And so, a lot of people were like, why is Tati speaking out now? Whatever. I'm not here to say
yeah, it's funny you saying this, Will. Who was feeding her all the cult stuff though with 7M? Who was, because this came up in one of my thoughts. I was brainstorming in bed the other night when I couldn't sleep, and I felt like Einstein, like the piece of the puzzle were just fitting too easily together. And I was thinking about the Tati lawsuit and how Clarke Swanson was basically feeding her information. And then it was like, who was feeding her the information on Robert Shin? Probably the same people that tried to sue him in the first lawsuit. I mean, if I was just thinking on the spot. Look, Will, I was thinking on the spot just in time for your message to pop through. Will says the previous and current people suing 7M. Wow. I love it. I love it when she gets on a hate train, because she's not just sitting in the carriage. She has totally put the train, the train person driver's hat on. That's where she is. She's choo-choo, king of the train. God.
I don't like Tati. I have really no opinion. I don't really care about Tati, honestly. I don't feel any sort of I hate you or I don't like you. Do I like some of her behavior? No, but that's just my opinion. Okay. So last year I wrote a piece, and after doing that, I received a letter from her attorneys. And after which I received that letter, I cleaned up the article and I completely changed the way that the article was put together. And I took out any of the things that would have been claims or inaccurate or potentially false. And I learned a lot. I did. I learned a lot through that experience. And after I did that, they were like, yes, you definitely made these corrections, but it's not enough. And then I subsequently received more letters from them, 4 in fact. And I was afraid that I was not able to share them because they said in the letter that if I published it, it would be against copyright infringement, even in part or in full, and that they would take legal grounds against me if I even spoke about it or published it. So I was afraid that if I said anything, that I would get in trouble. And at the time, I didn't have an attorney. Fast forward to today, and I do have an attorney who represents me and handles all of this kind of stuff for me. And I was able to send him over all of the stuff I had received. And I said, hey, if they actually said that I can't talk about this, is that true? And can I actually show people a couple of things in which they said? And my attorney told me that under fair use, I am able to publish whatever it is that I want, as long as I'm not taking the entirety of something and I'm not using it in a way to be malicious. And I'm not here to do anything maliciously. I'm just showing you what it was that she was mad at me, or not maybe mad at me, but they were upset that I had made these statements. But one of the things that I was looking at was she had sent me a letter, or she didn't.
Have I seen this? I don't know. Yes. Will, I feel like we might be on the same page. I was just saying to Dirty Uncle Sal that I feel a bit scatterbrained. But yeah, Will, we're on the same page. Everything that I can't remember, you're just right there. Aaron Hall. God, we should go and check out that defamation video he did. Remember, he did it when he was her lawyer. It was probably the biggest video that on his channel. I went and checked out his YouTube channel the other day. Yeah, it's still the same. It's still a bit cringe. Aaron Hall. It's a good name though, isn't it? Hall Pass. Katie, look, what are you doing? That's a bit sexual.
A letter was sent to my former company that I was writing for at the time, and then I was copied on it. And one of the statements in which she did not want me to she wanted me to retract was that this is what it said. During her Bye Sister video, Westbrook offered no proof for any of her claims. She said a phone call from James Charles made her want to vomit. Then she proceeded to go off about how the young model praised them into trysts. And then the response from them was, the above statement is utterly and maliciously disparaging, false, and merit. Miss Westbrook's statements in regards were based upon her firsthand observations of Mr. Charles. So I effectively summed up what happened on her video, which is kind of, I mean, what she said, like, you cannot.
Your interpretation, though, you misinterpret stuff because you're blinded by your hate for Tati. So you can't see the big picture. You're only ever going to see half the picture because you hate Tati. So you dismiss anything from her side. But to get the full truth, you have to understand both sides and listen to both sides. And Katie, I became my account on Twitter May 2020 because I knew Tati was coming. I was in this, well, not in this, but like watching this all go down. I think it happened in 2019, didn't it? I can't remember. My brain hurts. Literal headache trying to figure out what year was what. I wish it was more clear, but do I need it to be? Okay, Katie. Keep praying. She's got some real good hand signals, doesn't she? Plus, how good does it feel to be back away from Present Polson? I feel like Present Polson is a bit too much. We've got to take breaks sometimes and back off as far as we can go. 2020 is my comfort zone right now. The couch is so comfy looking.
Manipulate people, right? And she did say it made me want to vomit. And it says that I'm maliciously disparaging, false, and without merit. I was honestly just summing up what I found in her video. And then another one that she wanted me to remove was in a 43-minute video, Westbrook accused James of using his power and influence to coerce men into having relationships with him. During the video, Westbrook offered no evidence for her claims, right? So she did. I mean, in that video, she talked about how he was using his power and influence and that it wasn't okay to do this to people. And they responded by saying the above statement is utterly and disparaging, false, and without merit. Again, Ms. Westbrook's statement in this regard were based upon her firsthand observations of Mr. Charles.
Firsthand observations because she was his friend. Also from the DMs that came out with the waiter. Okay, have we got enough context in this? We'll just, there's a lot, Katie, there's a lot. And I'm trigger happy now on the thing. Look at it. I just like seeing her in something, you know, not a t-shirt. You know, just something nice, even if it is headband. Remember when Toad was going to release, like, without a crystal ball headbands?
So, and then it was like, even if I said something about James, she would they got upset too. I made a comment that despite her uploading new content, Westbrook continues to lose subscribers following her 2 videos falsely accusing James Charles of and misconduct. And they say that, again, it was her firsthand account and that she had, which is evidence in and of itself. And she at no time uttered these words. And she was really concerned about the P word, which was the same word that she said in her video 2 days ago when she said that she never accused James of those things. Or
you are a third party speculating over something that, like, she's speaking from personal experience, from what she's witnessed being around him, what he, like, his past as well. This is what I mean. You can't see this. And it's a lot, man. It makes you look like a fool because now the truth has come out and what Tati was saying about James Charles is actually true. Who looks like a fucking tool now? But Katie, who else did you also back? I mean, you've backed a lot of people that are iffy as hell. I mean, you had Caleb Williams on your channel for over 2 hours. You interviewed RAPE. Like, fuck, man. See how you interpret things? No one would do that.
I don't even know what day it was that she uploaded that video. Either way, I am here to say that I just find it odd that even as summary, literally what she said in the video, she claimed that she didn't do that or that she had firsthand knowledge, right? So then in this video she puts up a couple days ago, she claims that everything that she had was fed to her through Jeffree and it was all lies and she believed it. But then her attorneys here told me that she had firsthand experience and that's why she put out the video. So I was confused when I saw her video and her response, knowing my own experience and her claiming.
It's two different issues. There's two different issues going on here. There's the Dramageddon stuff, and then there's the video, like she came out and talked about the sugar bear hair thing, like how he used that at that festival to get in, you know, use the when he was using Halo Beauty. I did a shit job at like explaining that. There's all that. Then there's the Jeffree Star. Oh no, then there's the James Charles preying on younger straight men. Then there's the Dramageddon shit. Like these three are the core of it. It's their friendship that is imploding publicly. And there was one ringmaster, not you. No, not you. I know Paulson. You thought it was you, but it's not. Okay, the one with the most money is controlling it. Controls who gets thrown under what bus and when. Anything to save them. And I'll let you know, the person I'm talking about is fucking vile. So fucking racist. Still preying on straight men. And I say that just from, you know, who am I talking about? I might say it later. I don't know if my balls have dropped yet.
That she had firsthand experience, why would she then put that out? I don't know. She was also pretty clear that she had not been, there was no like ground, she had never received a cease and desist letter, which you guys, as much as people, you know, cease and desist letters are a tool that can be used in the world to let someone know that if they continue a certain behavior or continue to say things that are disparaging or wrong, that, you know, they could take legal action. The problem in this case was that I made all of the corrections. The articles that I wrote actually are down now because I left that organization and I also took all of my content with me and I privated.
Is that the fucking lie that you are spinning, that you took all your content with you? God, the only person in all of PATHEOS history that has said, I'm taking my content with me. But you couldn't take your content with you from the mighty, you know, who did you over. How come you couldn't take your content then? You did not take your content with you, Katie. It was removed. It was all like lies, plagiarism, no source. You'd never heard of that. You're a writer. You're a professional writer. Tippity tap on your little keyboard. You know how you do it? I don't even need to look down, guys. I got it going on. Meanwhile, you still don't know what a source is, but this whole thing is where you learn to say, my source said. And you think that that covers you. And now you want privilege with your journalism stuff, you know. I'm protecting my sources. No fucking source. No one in your DMs ever except you. And you're probably so delusional now that you've got to the point where you really do consider your own sock accounts who reach out to you and slide into your DMs are actual people. You know, the ones that you reply to in your comments on Facebook, because no one's, you know, giving you comments. So you got to send your sock in there. We'll do a little, you know, reply here, reply there. But then you don't forget to log out. Oh, yeah, I see ya. I see ya, Katie.
all of the videos I made about her. So it wasn't like I continued to put it out there. I just said it, I was done, and I was moving on. So obviously I have no interest in like hurting her reputation, but I think it's like important that we as commentators and people that cover stories should feel comfortable that we are able to share things and our opinions and views on what we're seeing on YouTube. I don't think that anything I could say about her could indirectly affect her reputation, because ultimately I believe that her video by Sister and then this follow-up video that she made just a few days ago, it doesn't help her at all, because unfortunately, while she did hold herself accountable and she said, you know, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have done these things, I really regret it, which is good. Like, we should want people to apologize. She also seemed to shift the blame onto Jeffree and to Shane. And then also she brought up some like her beliefs of allegations. And I noticed something when I was going through my letters from her attorneys was that they believe as long as she says it's her belief, she can put those statements out there. So if her attorneys are of the belief that she can say, I believe this and I feel this based on experience, then other people should be able to do the same thing. So if I feel like she's being disingenuous, or I feel like this doesn't match, I should be able to say that because I feel this based on how I perceive it or what I do or what I say. At no time should any content creator be on our platform trying to hurt someone. I mean, I don't think that's the job here. And I'm not saying like y'all shouldn't believe her or y'all should do this or do that. I'm just saying like, I don't necessarily like the fact that at the time that this happened, I was a very small creator. I had only 4,000 subscribers. And I felt like I was literally being told that if I didn't do something, I was going to lose my career. Now, looking back, I realized there wouldn't have been anything for her to do if she even were to pull up and say like, Katie, I'm going to do this. We're going to follow through. I'm still within the statute of guidelines. Like literally everything that I put up is gone. And it would also open up so many doors that she would have to answer to, which is why in so many reasons these cases never happen. And then she'd have to actually prove that what I said directly is the result of her company losing money, which would be next to impossible, because in my belief, my sister and that other video were the predominant reasons that people stopped believing her. Because after James Charles put out his No More Lies video and he had all these receipts, people started to realize, oh, well, he's bringing receipts. Tati didn't bring receipts. So who do we believe? Well, James is showing us what he has and Tati didn't. And so a lot of people were like, okay, so she didn't tell us the truth or else she misled us. And that's, I think, what caused so much was because after he posted his video, she started losing subscribers, and she's still losing subscribers. Even since she put up that video a few days ago, her social blade is down like a lot, almost 100,000 subscribers. So the thing is that like, I just think that like in a case like this, rather than spending their time and energy trying to point fingers, which is making this whole situation worse, like all three of these people had an involvement, whether they feel like it was genuine or whether they feel that it was like by manipulation. It doesn't matter, right? Like they all played a role in this, Jeffree, Shane, and her, and Tati. And whether or not they say that it's because I believe this or I saw this or it was because they lied to me, doesn't really, it shouldn't really matter, I guess. I mean, anyone can be manipulated 100%, and anyone can act on fear 100%. But that doesn't necessarily mean that what they all did together wasn't, in my opinion, kind of crappy. Like you shouldn't do that to people. You should always be able to show some level of evidence when you say something about people. Then
you are so in your own world. It's between those three people. Why are you chirping in, Karen? Not like makeup is a huge part of your world. Hey? Who was it that said maybe Katie should have taken some Halo Beauty? Like, I reckon if she did, her hair wouldn't have broken off. Get some like folate in there. Get some vitamins in there. Get some fucking color. Okay, so we might be done here. Now we need to move on to October. I think it's October 30th. It's the day before she got sued. Might be October 29. Fuck. I went to paste my link and I selected copy because I can't talk and drive at the same time. I'm not built for that. Every time I try. No, never going to be able to talk. Okay. And drive at the same time. Okay. This one is like October 30. This is during the day where she breaks the story of Clarke Swanson suing Halo Beauty. Yeah, so that must have been June, like May, June, the one we just watched. If she's got brown hair here. I don't know. Was that 2019? What has happened to my brain? What has happened to my brain? This is how long she's been on here for. The amount of fucking bullshit that we have to swim through. Oh! Oh, you're a bit too close. Also, I don't know about this color. You know, is that not the same color as your wall? What made you choose this when you decided to buy it? I'm not being mean, but I am maybe, you know, take someone shopping with you. Okay. Oh, the one we just watched was, I'm thinking was 2019. The end. No, it couldn't have been. See, my brain hurts. Okay. It's too much. If you're watching this in replay and you know, you can tag me in the comments at Cactus Bill and let me know dates on anything. If this is wrong, I've got a feeling this is October 29 because for the longest time, I always thought that Katie was like Tati served Katie on Halloween. So I was like, that's just a bloody brilliant because that's their Christmas, you know, the pagan Christmas. That's their favorite holiday, Toad. They deck their house out. But it was October 30 in America. So yes, you see how time gets in the way. So yeah, here she is. I was right about everything, and of course she was, because she is the puppet of Clarke Swanson. So everything he fed her, she did not filter it. She did not research it, try to vet that information. No, he was a direct source, a business partner. How could what he's saying be non-factual? Well, he had an axe to grind. You like your little cliches. Okay, so here we go. It's so exciting. I can feel the rush of pulsing run through my veins.
Hi guys, I am so sorry. Whoa. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Hey, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? I am so busy, but I want to tell you why it is taking me so long to upload, because this is going to be a wild ride. So remember a couple of weeks ago when, actually, no, it was more than a few weeks ago, I let you guys know that there was something about to happen and it was going to be really big, and it was going to really kind of blow the water open, or the door open, or really change the story about the James Charles, Tati Westbrook by sister stuff. Okay. I got a tip and a source from someone that is connected to all of this, and they had let me know a couple weeks ago that Tati was going to be sued. And this anonymous tip had let me know that she was involved with a business partner, and she had basically defrauded him out of millions of dollars. And I was told through this anonymous source that I would be getting information about the suit as soon as it happened. But the key thing that they were interested in was they had seen my coverage about all of the fraud stuff related to James Westbrook's background. And what he is basically, this lawsuit is basically accusing him of what he's basically done in the past. This is, it's 30 pages, and it reveals her the most likely motivation for why she, one, made that video in June blaming Jeffree for everything, and two, why she uploaded By Sister, which had nothing to do with Jeffree Star and everything to do with a promise that she had made to a business partner and then didn't keep the promise of, and then how By Sister basically ruined her career. And then all of this following after is sort of this kind of cover up of her trying to minimize her involvement in ruining her business, and not only ruining her business, but like why she uploaded By Sister. So this is insane. James Charles and Jeffree Star are even like listed in this lawsuit. She talks about, this lawsuit lists like the amount of money that Jeffree Star was alleged to be offered by a cosmetics line to buy out Jeffree Star's like cosmetic company. It talked about like how much money Jeffree Star was offered for specific promotions with Sugar Bear Hair. It talks about how she was trying to kind of stop influencers from working with Sugar Bear Hair and only working with Halo Beauty. So, and this was even before Halo Beauty existed. It's really an inside peek, I think, into the
Wow, this whole year you were just doing white power symbols see that double one? That's both fingers. That's pretty coordinated, Paulson. Let's get it. Where are we? Come on. Okay, I want double okay fingers. Am I going too fast? Most likely. Okay, universe, you're not going to serve it up. This one looks good.
money that Jeffree Star was alleged to be offered by cosmetics
Yeah.
line to buy out
I
Jeffree
know
Star's
this is where I'm at.
cosmetic
I'm tuned out
company. It talked about like
already.
how much money Jeffree Star was offered for specific promotions with Sugar Bear hair. It talks about how she was trying to kind of stop.
Also, guys, I like this hairstyle on Katie. I like this color. These eyebrows aren't bad. You know, if she didn't curve it off there, because when she curves it off there and then puts the highlighter there, that makes, see how like it's sticking out? You don't want that big bulge to stick out. That's why you don't highlight there. That's why you contour it like there. You put a little bit of like to push it back. Also, if she just had a straight brow, you know, and worked on a triangle like or a love heart, because I figured she's a love heart shaped face, isn't she? Not a nugget, okay? Not a nugget. But yeah, this is a nice hair color and it looks good and healthy. This looks good here, not there. What? Okay, but not this top, okay? Not that singlet either, like a white singlet underneath the bile green jumper. Shouldn't be here. I fucking need to tune back in.
Influencers from working with Sugar Bear hair and only working with Halo Beauty. So, and this was even before Halo Beauty existed. It's really an inside peek, I think, into the inner workings of what is happening behind these like influencers, what's happening behind these deals, what's happening behind these closed door, you know, negotiations, and what is the truth. And what I'm realizing is that, and you probably already know all of this, but it's amazing to kind of see something in black and white where you look at a court document and it is effectively telling you that these influencers make agreements with each other to promote each other's products, regardless of whether or not the products are good. And they don't care if the products are good because they could just slap their name on it and sell it. And the funny thing is that all of these people are constantly yelling about cash grabs, but her beauty line, her Tati Beauty, her Halo Beauty, seems like it was a humongous cash grab for that.
I disagree. I think that like Halo Beauty was probably one of the more successful and more like Tati was like more involved. Like I felt rather than, you know, like Trisha Paytas, her line of of skincare. Have you seen it? It's so it takes me back to 80s. Like I feel like I'm in an 80s like recreation center. We can go look at it later. But or you know, other influencers who have just slapped their name on stuff like Kim Kardashian or stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, God. Tuned out, brain farted.
Them to make a bunch of money really fast so she could effectively launch Tati Beauty. And then she ends up, according to this court records, screwing her business partner out of millions of dollars. So I now.
She's so happy. She's so happy that like this is misfortune for Tati, that this is bad shit coming. Is this Swanson sued Halo Beauty or is it the other way around? See, why is my brain doing this? I know the correct information, but my brain is not, yeah, it's in the playground. It's on the carousel and I need it to stop.
Now get why James and Tati Westbrook have been wanting my stuff off the internet. They did not want their business partner to see what he was involved in. They did not want any of those fraudulent cases that he was involved in to become public. They did not want it searchable. This is why I believe they scrub everything so that they can protect things from investors. I mean, this basically points out that they were broke. When they launched Halo Beauty, they had no credit, none. They had no money. They had no bank accounts. Because their credit was so poor, they had to, like, according to this document, launch everything through the business partner. So they brought in a business partner to launch the vitamins. He puts all the money in his name. He even leased a car for James Westbrook, according to the complaint. He leased a $200,000 car for James Westbrook. And basically, once they make all of the money,
she's so fucking dumb. She still can't see that what she wrote about James Westbrook, everything she said about him, about his history and crimes when he was 17 and like taking his mother off the life support and what she insinuated, she can't see how that damaged them, how that damaged their business. Plus, when she's saying that they had no credit, they had no money, that's pretty much what people that are, would do, put every last cent into their business, only for like crooked people to come through with their own story. Katie, you are so giddy right now. Look how happy you are. It's like Christmas Day. Everything I said was right, guys. And how could it not be wrong? I mean, how could it be wrong when you're getting fed the information by the person that couldn't speak, the business partner? But she just takes it as word that everything that he is saying is truth. That's how fucking dumb you are. That's how your hate boner blocks off any fucking logic. Jesus, Katie. Anyway, let's just continue, and then we'll have to get on to the live that I did have planned.
Once they make all of the money, all of the cash, they then work to actually like get the guy out of it. So this is about Tati and James Westbrook. So this is why they had to do a rent to own, because their credit was so poor, according to this complaint, that they couldn't even get credit cards. They had to take out their business partner had to take out all the credit cards. The business partner had to do all of the business loans. All of the financials were in the partner's name. Once they sell the vitamins and they make a ton of cash, then they go behind the back of the business partner and they start all these companies where they were supposed to be doing it with the business partner. And they were supposed to, Tati was doing promotions. Tati was, according to this complaint, she was doing, had relationships with other influencers, and they were cross-promoting each other's and products. And she ends up convincing her business partner to hand over 16% of the business so that she can own the company more, have the majority stakehold. And then it's brand new. The lawsuit was filed on October 20th. They were served yesterday. This lawsuit is brand new. So I just pulled all of the record from LA Superior Court. They have their conference scheduled for 2021. And basically, she ends up, okay, the chat was distracting me. So basically, this whole thing, like the way this was set up from the start to finish, how she manipulated her audience, how she manipulated her business partner, how she and her husband manipulated everyone to believe that they were the brains behind all of this was nothing. They convinced their business partner to effectively hand over majority stakeholds under the premise that she had all of these big time friends that would promote her company. And when James,
I can't wait for your, oh my God, I just had, your TV movie. Who would play you? Oh, well, that's a whole casting couch. No. Katie, as you were saying that, I was literally thinking about that being said about you, how you and your husband manipulated all these people into thinking that the donations were going to the actual charity, or that you were actual really good parents and cared for your son and did everything for your son, that you weren't, addicted or alcoholic or anything. But in reality, you weren't. You're just scammers who lied and jumped from community to community. And I've got to find that video of mine where you are saying that you poke the bear of the big channels that get millions of views, because that way, if you make them all rattled on that, you're doing something right? Because then you might get some views. It's pretty hard to give a pebble in your shoe views, like you're just so annoying. You don't understand. You don't go at anything in the correct manner. Like, it's just learn some social etiquette learn how to behave, stop trying to control the whole internet. And I can't wait. I just really hope that this is a dream of mine, but if, 7M win, that your house is not allowed to have any internet connection. Oh, just cut off from the grid, barred, for a good 5 years, and then maybe they'll let you back in. Okay, but you do need serious cut off from the internet. Yeah.
James Charles promoted Sugar Bear Hair and not Halo. It proved in a way to her business partner that these people were not going to do what Tati said. She didn't have the power, the influence to get the things done, which now makes sense why after launching by Sister, Shane then does the promotion for Halo Beauty. So she gets screwed over by James. Shane suddenly does the promo for the vitamins, and they get a huge spike in vitamin sales. Shane then does the promotion for Halo Beauty. So she gets screwed over by James. Shane suddenly does the promo for the vitamins, and they get a huge spike in vitamin sales. Is almost as a way that she has to like save her company. But then ultimately what happens is the By Sister video and James' response ends up making the company tank. And the company has been coasting for a year with no products being released, with nothing new, with no anything being put into it because they don't want to put any into it. And this is the kicker. They have been in this dispute for 2 years with this business partner, and the business partner is alleging that 18 days ago, James Westbrook liquidated all the cash in Halo Beauty's bank accounts and paid it out to members, i.e. him and Tati, I'm guessing, without the knowledge of their partner. And he has effectively, according to this lawsuit, rendered Halo Beauty worthless as they prepped for liquidation or for like this lawsuit. And so they're alleging that they stole money from the company, knowing that this lawsuit was coming so that there would be no money to fight over. And this is exactly what he did to his sisters with his.
Is that what you're doing now with 7M? Is that why you're spending all this money? I haven't seen your BMW. Like, when are we going to go for a little cruise with you and your BMW? Watch you use your step stool to get up and into that big car. In my opinion, you never brought it. In my opinion, you leased it for a day because that's what, you can do. But yeah, are you spending all this money so that you've got no money to give? I don't think that's how it works, because your LLC is also inactive. You didn't pay it for the last year. So it was due in December and you never paid it. And since February, it's been in administrative termination or something like that. So it's still operating because you have open lawsuits, Katie. You can't just cut and run, I'll close it down. If I don't have a business, but you're still operating on YouTube and making money under the name of the business. You see there? So, fuck, man, you're so dumb. And for anyone that, wants to, we'll go through. Have I shown the LLC? It's a pinned tweet on my Twitter at It's Crystal Bill. 5 days after her channel went into, the name LLC went into administrative termination, Von Art Guitars followed. They're getting rid of everything. They're closing down all production in the Paulson house. But are they? They just put up a patio. Yeah, I'll have to do a video about that. It deserves its own video. Okay,
his mom's house. So when probate was going on and they were fighting over everything and his sisters had to sue him, he ended up liquidating his mom's house to the point where it was zero. He had put in so many reverse mortgages that the house had no equity. So there was nothing for his sisters to walk home with. And he did the exact same thing, according to this complaint, to his business partner only 2 weeks ago.
I'm so glad that you hold up those two fingers. Otherwise, I would not know that we are talking about two. That two, not the other two. Okay, now have we got enough context? I think we have. I'm going to, we'll go over the LLC. I'll write it down. We'll do it at the end. Or we could do it now. I could just head there now since I brought it up, and since 99 Lead Balloons has the best name, you know. But I can't talk as I do this, so silence, everyone. Silence. Silence. Oh. Let me bring it back to my cookie while I do some magic behind the scenes, 'cause I can't drive and talk. So my way to stupid. Fuck my life, guys. Nothing is ever easy. I watch everyone have these easy lives, and then people go, this is the first time it's ever happened. And I'm like, I knew it would happen with me. Okay, I will bring you back in because the magic is done. This is my Twitter. This is the tweet. Does Without a Crystal Ball know that she forgot to renew her LLC last year? As of February 1st, it's gone into, oh, look, I had the words round wrong. Oh, no. Administrative termination, which means Katie Joy's business is not covered. No liability. Like, she's all arcing up over there like, I've got privilege, journalism privilege, but you've got no liability cover for you, you know? So that kind of goes out the door. What kind of journalist lets their LLC expire? That's how much Katie's business means to her. Yeah, talking big with no cover, very unprofessional. Here we are, inactive. La da 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 da. Timeline of, you know, she always paid it, didn't pay. Well, what was that? Yeah, but yeah, February 1, administrative termination. And then 5 days later, because husband follows wife. If wife, breadwinner, does it, then Toad, you can't have an LLC if Katie doesn't have one. We're shutting everything down, everything. And thank God, because I hate how he used his son's name. Like, fuck off. Your wife stole his story. You stole his name. Like, use your own toilet paper initials, you know, TP. Too much poo. Oh, well, yeah, it does make sense with... okay, so you're inactive. When did it happen? February 6th. Why can't I say February? Well, that's what happens when we cover this. That's what happens, because my brain turns into canned peas. And we all know canned peas are mushy. I love canned peas though. Oh, with cold meat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I think it's like an Aussie. It must be an Aussie meal. Oh, here we are. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show tonight. But, you know, those other videos were just, we needed context, and it was there, and I gave it. And, oh, wow, look. But, yeah, here we are. We probably won't get through all this. I'm thinking I might continue on tomorrow. But, yeah, I need to talk to you guys about my schedule. Usually it's Friday, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But, yeah, I'm changing up my... Don't look at Katie, okay? I can't look at Katie and get my words out. So, yeah, that was during the day, the one we watched just then with the green bile jumper. That was during the day. And this is at night. So she just can't get enough of spilling the tea on Tati. And, yeah, I'm here for it. Is it still on 1.5? God, it feels so slow. Okay, are we here? Is everyone here? Am I here? Should I move up or no? Okay, I like it. Okay. We're just going to go and press play and hope that everyone figures out.
Oh, yay. Okay, much better. Sorry about that, you guys. Whoops. Sorry. Is my volume on? Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Somehow, when I was preparing the last live stream, it was doing this thing where I was trying to, okay, oh, you can't have that on or I'll get stuck. Okay, so sorry.
Do we have side commentary? Is that Toad? Oh, I might have to put my headphones on. I want to hear the side commentary. Oh, look at your little poof at the front. It's your Oompa Loompa hair, Katie. I know, I shouldn't say that, but have you watched that? Okay. I don't want to press play. I just want to sit here. I'll talk for you, Katie. How's that? That might work. I always want someone to knock on the door or poke their head in through that little window. Hello, Katie, Toad. I'm just bringing over some muffins, some scones, you know, although you called it scones and that really fucked me up. Okay, let's go, Katie.
For the first few minutes, you guys, if you watch this on playback, I'm very organized. So welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I was actually doing some thinking. This week was really, really busy, and I have been extremely in a rabbit hole. And I was thinking about all this like storage of tea in my brain that I like didn't even talk about this week. And I was like, well, maybe we can go onto YouTube and actually talk about it. So I am doing a members only chat because
oh my God, sorry. Dirty Uncle Sal just said that Katie got another infection, an infected ingrown eyelash. Ooh, it's probably a boil on her eyelid. We know where her fingers go. She's not aware of the bacteria in her mouth, her nose, and then wiping it on her eye. But this is Katie's diagnosis. I'm pretty sure that it would just be a boil on a sty. Oh my God, what is the movie that the guy has the sty? Something About Mary, isn't it? Doesn't he have the sty, or he has like scabs all over his face? Katie, that's you.
I like haven't had that many this week. I understand there are people that, you know, are regular subscribers that don't want to do members only because it's expensive, but it's a perk for my members. So I have to be able to offer perks because that's what they sign up for. And because of the coverage I've done about Tati Westbrook this week, I've been getting trolled really hard, I'm noticing, and I just don't want to deal with the trolls. So welcome. I'm sorry if you are not a member. You can absolutely participate by commenting when this live stream is over. But yeah, it's definitely a perk for my members. So this week has been one of those weeks where I'm just like, it's coming at me from all angles, y'all. It's coming at me from all angles. So I did the stuff about Tati, and I have like way more that I could share, but it's like, I just noticed something that YouTube has this really weird thing about Tati. The videos, even though they're fully monetized, are not making very much money, which I think is weird. Like I was just looking at the income ratio of like a Tati video versus like my Duggar videos. My Duggar videos are making like way more. You guys are.
I was going to say, because your audience isn't a makeup audience. They don't care about a makeup influencer, Tati. They're here for Duggars, sister wives, reality TV. Okay, so it's not YouTube, Katie. I'd go as far to say as it's your demographic. It's where you fit on there. What are you doing, Paulson? God, did she say?
They're obsessed with the Duggar content. I get it. The Tati coverage is more of a passion project for me. It's not really about the money. I mean, obviously recouping some of the time that I've invested in the research would be nice, but whatever. But there's been so much that has gone on this week. And it's interesting because every time I take a step into the YouTube world, like, so I typically don't cover YouTube drama too frequently, mostly because I can't I get really irked out by how the drama channels are on this, like how drama channels swarm. And so I was
a little bit frustrated because several drama channels, like I broke the Tati Westbrook story, and several drama channels were like using my content, like my actual court documents, along with my description, and not crediting me. Lots of them did credit me, but I called out a couple that did not. And now one of them that did not credit me is going to expose me. And it's like every time I simply just ask for the courtesy of just professionalness. Like I feel like some of these channels just get so petty and it's boring and it's stupid.
Tati asked you to be more professional in your reporting on her, you know? So treat people how you want to be treated. Fucking hell, Katie. And people are allowed to report like you do with the Swanson and shit. Why can't you fucking just use your brain more than you use it? You know, just use it a bit more.
So this is why I don't want to be a part of that community. Like I've always tried to shy away from it. I just want to do my own thing. But I'm sure like some drama channels are going to come up with some kind of like expose this week. So just stay tuned. I'm sure they'll lie. I'm sure they're going to bring up fake screenshots. Yeah. Fake screenshots. They're going to say I called a child a brat that like literally.
You did. And they're not fake screenshots, honey. Okay. We don't need someone called Uni Rock or, you know, to tell us that they're fake or not. When they're fucking real. Okay. Everything that you've done since then proves that those screenshots were real. Okay. So, and you did call a child a brat because you related it to when your son chucks a fit. You know, so maybe what you're holding in your hand is messing with your memory. Have you ever thought maybe you just won't drink for a week? It's a bit important that my mind stay clear. No?
Literally wasn't how it was taken, what is completely out of context. They're going to like recycle the same old rumors that are like unsubstantiated. They're going to talk about how I'm a neglectful mother. I lied about my son's autism. I'm just trying to like think of all of the things that this person's going to say about me because it's going to be so boring. I'm just trying to like think of all of the things that this person's going to say about me because it's going to be so boring. And Nick Snyder, it's Nick Snyder. So Viewer's Voice is going to do yet another expose video about me. And now it's that I somehow am stalking James Charles's mom, which is totally not true. Oh, that was the other one. So James Charles' mom did reach out to me last year, and I've always been honest about that, like so honest about that. Last year, when all the drama channels were swarming, and by the way, like when you get swarmed on by one of these drama channels, last year, when all the drama channels were swarming, and by the way, like when you,
I can't believe she slurped. She slurped that wine. She's just so... Remember what she called Nick Snyder?
you get swarmed on by one of these drama channels, it is literally the most horrific thing that you can go through as a creator. It happened to me in July, and it'll probably happen to me again because literally anytime that I cover anything on YouTube, they think that I'm somehow like going into their audience. And so I guess because, you know, I had the audacity to tell them that, you know, going after James Charles and protecting Tati and Jeffree was bad, that makes me a bad person. Whatever. I digress. Anyways, Nick Snyder is promising to do a expose on me. So if you've been slighted by Nick Snyder, why don't you send me a DM? I could do an expose about him. I bet you I could get more dirt. I don't want to be petty, but seriously, like I've never even done a video on him. I really know next to nothing about him outside that he used to be like a Ford model, and now he has a drama channel where he does stuff with Dustin, and both of them annoy me. They're just not my taste. Like I'm just not into that. Anyways, why can't I see the chat? Okay, there you go. So I don't know what is going on with the notifications. Clearly it's not working. Let me notify you guys. And all the drama channels were literally attacking him to the in the Bi Sister video. So when Tati did the video about Bi Sister, she said that the reason why she made the video was because of Gabriel Zamora and telling Gabriel that he was like, called her out and basically said like, if you're gonna cry about vitamins, cry about vitamins. And then she went on this whole long thing about how Gabriel was like doing this and doing that. And she basically lied on him because the reason why she made it had nothing to do with Gabriel. His reputation took a humongous nosedive. He lost subscribers. He actually was in my DMs today. And I was like,
Yes, thank you for reminding me, Dirty Uncle Sal. Remember, she was being called out on making up lies about Sergeant Payne with the whole Shane Dawson thing and Sanders Kennedy. I always forget his name because I always think of KFC when I think of Sanders, but then I can't remember what his last name is. But yeah, Sanders Kennedy. Remember, they just jumped on info to get the info out first about Shane Dawson. If he had done something to you, victims to call the cops and all that. But the info Katie gave out was false. And she was copying a lot of shit for that. But yeah, no one swarms on you for nothing, Paulson. Okay? Gosh, we don't, oh gosh. Imagine the world without you. It was good. I reckon YouTube was good before. I reckon so much has changed due to what Katie did with Tati. I feel like a lot of people have turned into Katie now, like digging deep, going real life, digging through records. Like, it's okay to go through that and as part of your research, but to post it publicly because, you want to get that one up. Why? Why? Don't become Katie with no filter. Information needs to be filtered for the public. You need to care what you're sharing won't further affect the public. And Katie, fuck, how much you put Tati through. For what? For what? To not learn anything about makeup. That's the thing as well that does my head in. Like, you're going up against someone who teaches makeup, who also is passionate about makeup and like knows the dupes for the shit that you're buying. You're wasting so much money, $200 a palette, when you could buy the same thing from Maybelline without the label. You understand, Paulson? No. But then it's okay. I like watching you spend money on, Climax mascara. If that's how you got to get it, that's how you got to get it.
Kind of taken aback at how much that video affected him, and how it still affects him today, and how like really the wider community has not acknowledged that he didn't do anything wrong and that she had no reason to call him out. Like, all he was doing was trying to stick up for James Charles, and like she has never apologized to him. She has never acknowledged that what she did was wrong by bringing him into something that literally like he wasn't even involved in. All he did was saw what she was doing and knew that she was lying and tried to stick up for his friend and say like, stop acting like this. It's about the vitamins, because it was. And now with everything that's come out with the lawsuit, like he's feeling like, finally, you guys, see, I told you I wasn't lying. I told you I wasn't lying. So he saw my video and he reached out to me. He was like, thank you for doing such a good job of researching. Thank you for not like going. He's feeling vindicated. He was like, thank you for not like going with the status quo. Thank you for like doing your due diligence. Thank you for like actually looking into things, not just from a YouTube side, but also just like looking into it from like, what more could there be? And I feel like, so I feel like this is kind of like, I'm constantly amazed at how some of these channels work. And here's the reason why I don't consider myself a drama channel, is because I feel like with a drama channel, you're just looking at something on social media and then offering an opinion. And I don't consider that how I do my work. When I talk about something, I generally do research on it. And research means that I have to understand the background of the people that I'm talking about. And with the Tati story, I was specifically interested in her because she was selling one vitamins. And I thought it was really irresponsible of her to use her platform to sell vitamins. And I was like, who is she? What business does this woman have starting a vitamin company? She doesn't have a degree in it. She's not a scientist.
No, she's not. But she's someone who has built a following of people that trust her opinion. She, has worked the ladder up from working at the MAC counter. It was called Tati Beauty at one point. Beauty is more than just fucking the visual, Katie. I wish that you took some beauty supplements. Something that gave you a glow, a spark. Something that made sure that your nails didn't break off and your hair wasn't falling out. Maybe get some magnesium in your body. Bit tense in the shoulders. You have no idea. But you dismiss all that because it's, what is it? Or the natural therapy? It's woo.
She doesn't have any nutrition background. Like, she knows nothing. She's literally just an influencer selling vitamins. And it was through that where I started looking into it. I started looking into her background, where I was just like, okay, so she doesn't have a background in this. And then I looked and I found Clarke, the guy that is suing her now. And I did notice that he had a background in it. And so I was like, okay, so she has someone on her team that actually knows what they're talking about. I still don't support using your platform to push this stuff, but whatever. But I noticed something specifically in the Bi Sister video. She was talking about what a wonderful man, like businessman, her husband was, you know, and I was thinking like, what mentor would do this to their friend? Like what she said, she thought of him as a mom. And like, I just kept thinking like, I'm a mom and I would never out my son like that. I would literally never go up on YouTube and like literally say what she was saying about him and like make it about vitamins and then like dribble in some like very.
Well, with self-awareness, you would know that you have fucked your son over on YouTube. You've got on YouTube and you've said that your son could be easily manipulated to unalive someone. That's the kind of son that you are raising. And you like to say that that's all autistic kids? No. It's like, what the fuck are you... You are raising a child that is going to be looking for someone to validate him, to care about him, to give him everything that you don't, Katie. And he'll be searching that on the iPad where he's on there unsupervised. You have no idea. You have no idea about James Charles' predatory behavior. And Tati talking out about that meant that that was the end of her career in Jeffree Star's eyes. How dare she do that? You know? How dare she do that? The truth. She was speaking the truth. There's so much you don't understand, and it's fucking hard to think how you could even think that your opinion matters because you're not in this community. You're not a makeup person that people are going to look to let's see what Katie Joy thinks about this. You know, Katie knows. She knows about beauty. She knows about vitamins. Look at her. She's radiating. You know, I bet she's just wakes up every morning, washes her face with a little bit of Olay. Natural beauty. Everyone should aim for this kind of level of Katie Joy. Right, Katie?
Horrific claims, and then at the end of it make it all about vitamins. Like it starts with vitamins and then it goes into Gabriel Zamora and then it's him and then at the end it's vitamins and then 3 minutes it's about the accusations that Jeffree Star brought in. But she talked about what a great like mentor her husband was, and then I ended up in the rabbit hole that is her husband. So here is how I'm going to give you some tea right now. No, there's nothing maternal about what she did. I'm gonna give you some tea right now. So you guys got your, do you have your like, do you got your cups ready? Like, do you have your glass of?
Wait, I want to go get my cup. I might go get my pot because Nick Snyder likes to provide the pot for you to piss in. And since you don't like him, I think it's only good that, you know, we all go and get a pot. So I'm going to get a pot. I'm also going to be smoking some pot. No. YouTube, I'm not doing that naughty stuff. Fucking ding on the bowl. Sorry, guys. How is everyone going? I just want to send some good energy out there because, you know, this is a lot of bad energy. But we're here for the fun. We're here to laugh and also see how she went about her Tati stuff. I'm pretty sure the next day she gets served by Tati. We're in October 2020. This is Katie Joy Live. Welcome to my lounge room. Welcome to her Oompa Loompa hair. Although I feel like I'm doing Oompa Loompas are bad. They never look so good. Okay, has everyone got their... Oh, let's not get distracted by the chat. Like a wheel? Is that what you're saying? Maps Cat? By the way, I like your name. It reminds me of something like school, but okay, let's not get distracted on where my brain goes. Okay, Katie, we're coming back. What was I? Oh yeah, I've got my pot ready. I got my pot ready, and I put a label on it. Paulson, ready for the tea.
Beer? Do you have your wine? Like, does everyone have everything ready? Okay. Okay. So here's how it all comes down. So I started doing, I'm going to give you a timeline here because I want you to understand why I know so much. This is why I know so much. I started doing the research. I started writing about it. I started reporting my opinion based on public records of what I thought was going on. And my estimation from the very beginning was that they were greedy. Something had happened with their business. I didn't know what it was. I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but I knew that their business, Halo Beauty, was in trouble. I didn't know to the extent that I know now, but I had a gut feeling that Halo was in trouble. My assumption was that James Westbrook had misled people about his business skills and that he had a background that was littered with fraud. And that's what I found. He has so many cases. Okay. So it starts when he's like a kid and he graduates high school. He starts picking up some, he gets arrested for like possession and something else. He gets like probation. He opens up a business and then that folds to the point that he has judgments out against him. He ends up having to declare bankruptcy. He bounces around from place to place to place with starting a business, getting a fraud, and then getting like a lawsuit happen, a judgment happen. And then somehow between the late 90s and the early 2000s, he's in Las Vegas and then he's in California. And it's at that point in time that I think he finds a way to sort of ingratiate himself into the YouTube community and he starts meeting these influencers. And I was actually told today by Gabriel that he used to manage someone named Candy Johnson. And there's some serious like beef that happened between Candy and James. And Candy is no longer on the platform. She's like an OG beauty influencer. But I guess she has some beef with him. So I want to get a feel for her. I'd love to talk to her. But I got enough information from Gabriel today. And by the way, like if you don't if you haven't checked out his channel, he actually did a video called Makeup and Opinions. He did it in September and it only has like 50,000 views, but he actually talks about how deeply the Bi Sister video affected him to the point where he had to go into therapy. He was afraid to go onto YouTube. He lost his passion. He thought everyone hated him because she started lies about him that were not true. And he was right the whole time. So it was a really emotional video for me to watch it. I was considering doing a video about it. But he said he's been scared to say anything. He's been scared to speak out because of the backlash. He's been scared because everyone dragged him a year ago and he just doesn't want.
Why are you saying this? Why do you feel that you have the right to say this? If he is scared, and he said this publicly, why are you saying it on your channel? It shits me, man. Just what? More people to
want to deal with it anymore. But he says he's in a way better headspace today. And he just like thanks me for having a level head, for not like doing this, not doing this like the way other drama channels do it. Okay. So anyways, he ends up getting into like management of YouTubers apparently. And he somehow is involved like managing Candy, I guess. And then he meets Tati and they go on like a date. And then apparently.
I'm just going to stop you there, Paulson. God, we could relive your husband's life before he married you, before he met you, before he was like, fuck it, I'll sell my soul to the devil just to get a child. Who cares? I'll marry this woman. I've got to marry someone. Fuck, I threw myself off because, yeah, that was a pity story. What was I going to say? I read something. First I was going to say, like, she says she's going to give us a timeline. Give us some fucking date. She just goes, oh, when he was a kid and blah, blah, blah. What about a year? Something to start. But it's okay. She's not a journalist. She says that Tati isn't a pharmacist, a makeup artist, or that. Katie's not a journalist. Puts that label on. She's also not a doctor. She wears that label too. She wears so many labels. That wasn't what I wanted to say. Anyway, Gabriel, I went to Google Gabriel Zamora, came up on Instagram. How come I've never come across his? How come I probably never Googled his name? I'll just show you guys so you know who she's talking about, just so we're all on the same page, you know. Since I did the work, I did the research, and yeah, now I might follow. Oh, here's a Siamese cat with blue eyes. Well, cat person. Okay. So I'm thinking he was he friends with James Charles?
where she blames Jeffree. So this is what the source tells me. So after the video goes up, apparently James Westbrook thinks that this is going to be the answer. He believes that this video was a great video and it's going to repair TATI'S reputation. Right? He thinks that it was a good idea to make the video. And apparently,
sorry guys, this is what's happening to my
where she blames
technology.
Is Jeffree. So this is what the source tells me. So after the video goes up, apparently,
is the source coming out of your mouth?
That video she made in June, where she blames Jeffree. So this is what the source tells me. So after the video goes up, apparently James Westbrook thinks that this is going to be the answer. He believes that this video was a great video and it's going to repair TATI'S reputation, right? He thinks that it was a good idea to make the video. And apparently people that were like in their circle thought it was less than, they didn't like it. Let's just say people like James believed that that video would like vindicate her. So that video had nothing to do, I think, with anything other than her trying to shift blame so that they could repair their image. And so the feedback I was told that they received was that the people around them were not impressed. They thought it was irresponsible that Tati would get up on her platform and blame other men, two men, because she's an adult that has businesses, that knows how to make money, that has had a profitable business for years, that has been strategic. And they said that there were parts of the video that they really felt were manipulative.
But, oh, sorry, it would have been a bit wonky. I had my mic on the whole time. I was going to say, but you're older than Tati, by the way, Katie. So you don't even act like a woman, a grown woman. You know, you don't even, your responsibility, like when you went after Nick and his family and all those businesses that you just dragged on YouTube. And then the next day when they came back at you and said, we're not related, nothing like that. You didn't even, you were just like, oh, sorry about that. Well, no, not sorry about that because of what you said. Words, meaning, heaviness, you know, you don't understand. I think everything just rolls off your tongue like words. You don't, without the emotion, you're not connected to what you're saying. But then I guess you must feel hate. Is it hate? What is it? Is this one, is it mono? Is it mono emotion? I'm trying to understand because my emotion is like I feel my way through the world. The reason I live alone is because I can't deal with the amount of energy of other people. Like it drowns me out and it makes me tired. And so when I live alone, I don't have to absorb anyone else's energy and it's just fucking beautiful. And I get to recharge. But how did I get on this subject? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, Katie, I guess we're flying through this. I keep not paying attention. I feel like I'm tuning out. But I like being back here. You know, it's a comfort zone for me. For a while, 2020 was the longest year in the whole world, like in the real world. But then even in Katie's world, it felt like 3 years because so much happened. Like we thought the end of 2019 was a whole year in itself. What happened in 2020? Oh, my mind was literally blown. I will have to go through the complaint that Tati, the initial one, and then I'll show you like not in this live, but I'll show you how the similarities, because if she had learnt anything from this, is like maybe she would have gone, like, maybe not to go that hard at people, not to go out of bounds, not to character assassinate, destroy people's income, dig into their financials, dig into stuff that should never be shared publicly, which I think is part of the 7M. Like, she shared some document that was not for public, but since Katie got her paws on it and she doesn't have that filter and she shares everything, how would she know? That's why I think, I always say, like, she is her son's biggest danger and disability, but she would not be able to sense danger. And she really is the danger. Yeah, oh God, man, it's people like you need a little sign above you or a post-it note just sewn into the back of your clothes.
And so the one part they said where they realized it was just like completely bogus was when she was talking about how she was going to make the video and she was concerned about making the video. And then Shane basically convinced her to do it and said that nothing would happen. And they said when they heard that and they figured, and then she actually said, I uploaded it then, they were like, I don't want to be connected to this. This is bad news. Like, that was a horrible video. You should never have done that video. She literally took no responsibility. It's not going to end well. She's using Shane as a scapegoat. She's trying to absolve herself of any responsibility. Like, it's no different than someone being like, well, it was my weapon. But the guy he pulled my finger for me. You know what I mean? Like, that's sort of like what she was saying. And it's like, it was such an obvious con when she said that, where I knew at that point that the whole video was fake. Like, that was when I was tipped off. And I guess that specific point of the video is what tipped off other people in their lives. And here we are today. So that video was false, all of it. Like, it was such an obvious con when she said that, where I knew at that point that the whole video, and then Shane basically convinced her to do it and said that nothing would happen. And they said when they heard that and they figured, and then she actually said, I uploaded it then, they were like, I don't want to be connected to this. This is bad news. Like, that was a horrible video. You should never have done that video. She literally took no responsibility. It's not going to end well. She's using Shane as a scapegoat. She's trying to absolve herself of any responsibility. Like, it's no different than someone being like, well, it was my weapon. But the guy he pulled my finger for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God. You are just one big weapon though, Katie. You are one, like, you keep your finger on the trigger. When you're playing a game, there's no taking the finger off that trigger. You would have it like ingrained in your finger because you are Xbox, obviously. I'm not, thank fuck. I'm so glad she didn't get a PlayStation. I don't know why that matters. It does. Okay, Katie. Okay, this is my importantness. I think it matters because there was so much bullshit that just came out of your mouth just then. You don't understand the dynamics of their friendship. You don't understand who the master is here. You don't understand because you are backing the predator side. You are backing James Charles when it's obvious, and he is still doing it today. And it's disgusting because he's preying on Instagram. Also Snapchat, where, you would know. There with all the kids acting like you're probably in your 20s, acting like you're someone else. In my opinion, who am I talking about? Do you guys know? Have you guys, who knows who I'm talking about? I've spoken about him before, and I've always put off like making a video about him because for years, the reason I ended up in the makeup community, like on YouTube, that was all, like, my YouTube was basically just makeup, just Jeffree Star. Like, I had followed him since like the early days on MySpace, but I'm a poor follower. I think I only ever owned 2 liquid lipsticks, and they were both like my friend had got them and she didn't want them, so I got them. We can never afford anything. But like, I'm glad I didn't, because it wasn't until Chris Hansen was interviewing him about the whole Darby vanity. And oh my God, how blind. It's really weird, 2020 hindsight. Like, when you look at, but I think it's the age I was, and I didn't care, and maybe the world didn't point it out. But the stuff that went on there, Jeffree Star lied in his Chris Hansen interview. And I know that because I've watched him for so long. I can tell when he's lying. And he lied. And then when I tied in all the James Charles stuff, it paints a pretty dark picture. But then anyone who speaks up about Jeffree Star, you know, like Tati, but then, you know, what would stop someone from speaking up? If you take a kid that is very trusting of the people around him, hasn't grown up with money, but if you throw money in his lap in the form of a pallet, show him how easy it is to make that millions, and then turn the world on him, because it's all deflecting off Jeffree Star. In my opinion, he is the biggest fucking predator on YouTube. The way he goes after people, the way he attacks people, the way he controls how you think based on who he can pay off and throw under the bus. Like Tati, Shane, so many people. But then he can sit there and still have a YouTube career when he's been caught out multiple times for preying on young straight men, multiple times for being fucking racist, multiple times for just being a fucking bigot. But still, the king of the YouTube makeup thing. Why? Because he's able to fucking control the narrative like all these fucking narcissists. Fucking shits me, man. The power play. But I didn't see that because, like, I had never come across Shane Dawson until the beautiful life or beautiful world of Jeffree Star. That opened up my mind as well with a lot of stuff, because I was coming at with Shane Dawson with like fresh mind. But then I was able to see like the lies happening with Jeffree Star, like him just totally bullshitting and turning the story. That's not how it happened, man. And then it's so weird when you watch people being manipulated in front of you. But then it's always the people, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm so glad that Chris Hansen did that whole Darby vanity stuff. It really opened up my mind because I forgot about those days. Okay, let's get back. Sorry, had a bit of a... How long have I been ranting on about not even what we're here for? Well, I guess it ties in. Katie, we're coming back to your finger show. Actually, I'm glad that she does signals.
Like, that's sort of like what she was saying. And it's like, it was such an obvious con when she said that, where I knew at that point that the whole video was fake. Like, that was when I was tipped off. And I guess that specific point of the video is what tipped off other people in their lives. And here we are today. So that video was false, all of it. Like, she lied about everything, pretty much. I can tell you for certainty a few things about what she lied about in that video. She did not move to Washington because of Jeffree Star. She is not. She might be scared for her life, but she's not. There's this whole idea that she is scared for her life because of Jeffree Star is false. Here's why she moved to Washington. Based on everything that I've heard from sources and all of the records I have found, taxes for businesses in the state of California are extremely high. In order to reduce taxes for businesses, you need to move out of the state of California. So their business partner, Clarke Swanson, moved Halo Beauty from California to Las Vegas, and the WESTBROOKS decided that they were going to move from California to Washington to move the rest of the holdings of the company out of the state of California to the state of Washington so they could pay less taxes. And
But this isn't dodgy. Multiple people, multiple businesses do that. That's why it is like that, as long as it stays in America and you're American, right? But I'm pretty sure she moved back to Washington because that's where her family lives and she was going through a fucking hard time, like, you know, personal reasons. Fuck, Katie, you're so annoying. You are so annoying. You just want to paint the picture of how you see it. But you just miss so much of the story. What was I going to say? Something. Oh, yeah. But Katie, let's talk about your taxes. Yeah. I haven't dug very deep because, you know, I have morals and I question my own actions. I think you should question yourself more. But what I have dug up about you is your property tax, man. And as long as your child remains permanently disabled, you get a tax exemption. Oh, yeah. And I found the receipts on that, the literal receipts. Like, it's just weird. It's like, how is that shit available? Actual receipts of you paying your bills with the stamp that says paid. How is that stuff available? That is like, I should not be able to access that. And it's not like I'm doing, you know, digging with a huge digger. I'm barely scratching the surface. Katie, look at you. Upping everyone's taxes. Medical fraud. Me. What else? All that. I reckon you do it. You must do it, man. You go after people for the shit that you're doing. And you think that your skeletons in your closet are so locked up there? Not with your messiness, not with your scatterbrain. Scatterbrain. Okay. I've got to tune my brain back in.
And be closer to her family. So that's pretty much why, along with selling property to effectively, like, in my opinion, liquidate assets. So her moving literally had nothing to do with Jeffree. It was planned way ahead of time. Like, they knew they were leaving. Like, they opened businesses in Tati Beauty in the state of Washington, like, over a year ago, way over, like, before My Sister even came out, they had started businesses in the state of Washington. So they had plans to move for a while before this happened. So this idea, like, I had to run out of the country. No, that's fake. You literally are leaving the state because you don't want to pay the taxes for businesses here, which is fine. That's what they can do. If they want to move to another state so they can pay lower taxes for businesses, fine, go ahead, do that. You know what I mean? But it's just the deception of it all. Why can't I see the chat? I can't even see the chat. So anyways, so that was like one thing, and she didn't move for that reason. There was other things she like legitimately lied about in that video that were so easily proven. Like, Jeffree Star does not own Morphe at all. You can literally look up the records for the business. He's not listed on the business. He's not an investor. He's not a partner. He's nothing. He was nothing to Morphe. He was literally like someone they collect.
He does. He did own at one point. He did own. I think it was like 45 or 55% of Morphe, but not anymore. Like, not now. Is it Morphe or Morph? I used to always think it was Morph until everyone said it was Morphe. And what was that other one? Like, oh yeah, Tarte. I thought that was Tarte. Because it has a little thing above the E, but it's just Tarte. Confusing. Okay, fuck.
Collaborated with. So that was another thing that she blatantly lied about. So my point being is, if she lied in By Sister and then she lied in this video, you can't, like, once you start a lie, you can't like correct the video with another lie. So basically we just like know that she's lying. And at the end of the day, everything comes back to the vitamins and credibility. She lost her credibility. She lost the vitamins, the Sugar Bear hair thing. Her friends did not support her. She had plenty of her friends that were doing Sugar Bear ads. She was getting dragged because, like, what business does a beauty guru have to like promote, right? Like, what business do they have to promote a vitamin? They don't. They have no business. So that's the tea, you guys. That's the straight tea.
How does the tea taste? Did you guys get what you thought a good cup of tea was. Like, I brought my pot and there's just a few little sprinkles in there. Like, it's not even a cup of tea. I don't even know if it's worth trying to tip it upside down and wait for that gulp. Because, Katie, that was your tea. Like, there's nothing worse than someone pouring you a cup of tea and then saying that they have to share it with you, you know? Yeah, that was a bit weak. Where am I going with this? I don't know. I thought there'd be a little bit more substance, but maybe I have heard it before. What if we've covered it before and we're just going over it? Because I found out last week after my Wednesday live from last week. Yeah, I found out. I went back on my Twitter and I found out that I'd already reacted and I said the exact same thing. The exact same thing? How? Like word for word. How does that happen? Like, obviously, I'm making good points, but when the carousel was spinning and I'm still saying the exact same thing, no wonder I'm so confident in what I'm saying, because I've been saying it for years. Yes, her attorney. Well, her attorney is Aaron Hall. He's probably got a huge, you know, what is it? Tea maker. He probably lures Katie in with tea bags and she like picks them up as she goes into his office and then sits down. Have I got the tea for you, Paulson? Put all those tea bags in the water. It's going to be a strong brew. Look at her face. Oh, see? It's the happy face. Look. There. Is it? Upside down? Is that a love heart? Can you guys see that? Katie, is that your heart? Do you wear your heart on your chin? Well, some people wear it on their sleeve. Maybe God got confused, you know? Maybe you had too many things on your sleeve and this needed to be on your chin, you know? Okay. I've tuned out. Is it? Should we speed it up? Is anyone, should I bother? I don't even know. I just want to finish what I'm doing, not paying attention. Oh, look at this eyebrow. It's going way down more on this side. It's back to 2000. Oh, we're closer to 2019 when I told you in November 2019. That's when you blocked me. Okay. Hey, long time no see. Okay, this is so much to look at here.
There's so much more. I put a bunch of stuff out on
Is there so much more?
Twitter. So if you're on my Twitter, go ahead and go there.
Okay.
WOACB official. Nick Snyder is going to do an expose.
Oh, guys, how good is it? Like, you know, that she has not removed from any of her video descriptions, still putting that she's on Twitter at WOACB official. And, you know, someone's got that handle now. But that's on all her stuff. Like, it's even, where was it? Yeah, all her old videos. That is something that she's lost that is critical. That's a social media disaster. That would kill a career. Now, how do we get you off Instagram? No. But it's so fucking funny, really, isn't it? Just funny. Without a crystal ball, official. How come you haven't gone back and changed it and removed it from all your videos? I know it would take a lot of work. You could just do a little like add to every video, just letting you know I'm no longer on Twitter. But no, you don't. Can you imagine new subscribers going there and going, oh, wow, really different personality over here, Paulson.
Hit piece. He's going to release fake screenshots. He's going to say that I did something to a child that's not true. He's going to say that I stalk James Charles' mom. He's going to say a bunch of defamatory statements. And he does this every time I have the audacity to cover something about YouTube. So expect Nick Snyder, Dustin, all of them are going to start talking shit about me because that's always what they do. They did this to me in the summer when I started talking about Shane. They like all piled on me. I don't care what he says. I'm just telling you, like, he's promising a hit piece. So I'm like, cool. You guys expect a hit piece on me from Nick Snyder, who literally has no credibility.
Bring, 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 bring. Hello, Mrs. Paulson. This is self-awareness. Just letting you know that if you had some, you wouldn't be so rattled. You wouldn't be saying all this shit if it didn't rattle you, you know? Obviously, you care. Maybe care about more about the information that you are giving out. And then you wouldn't get such backlash. You take it personally. But then, well, you know, when you do personal jabs and kick people that have come so far, like what she said about Nick Snyder, and called him a addict or something bad when he's come so far and overcome that addiction. Imagine what she must do if she ever fights with Toad. Does she throw his alcoholism or his ex addiction in his face? No one can get one up. No one can get good in their life, do good, succeed, all that, because Katie will be constantly tugging them back because that's where she wants to stay. Pretty funny when an alcoholic woman calls someone an addict, you know, someone who's gone and done the hard yakka to overcome it while you sit in your lazy drinking chair dictating the internet. Okay. Paulson Pulse.
But I will say this about Nick is that if his argument is going to be that, like, I stood up to him for what he did to James Charles, I'll do it again in a minute. What they did to James Charles last year was wrong. The way that those channels piled on him and like just ran with a narrative with no evidence was so irresponsible. The way that they targeted him and made money off of him and made tons of money off of his name over lies is just so sad to me. But the fact that James Charles' mom reached out to me to thank me. I had 4,000 subscribers, you guys. I had no platform at all. Like, why did they care what I had to say? The reason they cared what I had to say is because I actually had facts to stand up by, right? That's why I don't want to be a
No, because everyone else could see that he was a predator and what you were saying was bullshit, that you were twisting the fucking truth. Who cares if James Charles's mum reached out to you? You know? The point is that you boasted about that and thought that that made you more in the know, that everyone should trust your info because you're in contact with James Charles's mum. Whoopity-doo, Mum's Club. Like, you know, run and tell mummy. Who cares, Katie? You are so too old to be dictating this friendship group. Yes, I pulled the old lady card. You would too, okay? You would too. She's just a... You know, she won't even go and try and better her skills, her journalistic skills. If she's so passionate about having that label, why the fuck wouldn't she go do a little course or one of those, you know, you can do them online. Just better your writing. Practice every day to be better, but she doesn't. She becomes a worse writer. One sentence is one paragraph and then we move on and... It's just awful. Fucking nothing. Okay, are we done? We might be done. I can't believe I've almost done another 2 hour. That's a bit hard, isn't it, on you guys? And look, my brain's checked out. Oh, man. Oh, remember the whole creep show stuff? And how weird is it? This is another thing. Like, so, you know, when we went through the whole Von McRae and how all the initials were matching up to, you know, we had LB and Von and there were other ones like how CSA and now with CSA is something else, but it's still all the same letters, just mixed around in a different timeline. It's just, yeah. Has my brain checked out? The whole creep show stuff, man. God, man. How long is that? Where is she? Is she back? Has she got a voice? Is she nonsense? You know, Katie is still nonsense, guys. What do you think Katie is doing instead of spending time drinking, sitting in her drinking chair, going live on Instagram every night, which she did for what, 3 years, 3, 4 years, and then made nonsense, couldn't do these IG lives. What do you think she's doing? What do you think she's doing? She's not hanging out with her family. She's nonsense. She had such the big hate boner for Molly. She had to go at it. And, you know, and I caught her that time when she thought she was nonsense. And she was replying as someone herself. I don't know. I can't remember how it went. I've got that video. I'll link it below. But I just see all the stuff like that's happening, like channel versus channel. This is what happens when I pop my head up just to see what's going on around me, and seeing Unirock back in the mix. Like, when the fuck is he just going to move on? Like, we didn't need Unirock to come in, you know, and tell us if they were fake or real. But he took over and led people all down and around the hills and back around with proving that they're fake. Just manipulating people and creating content because it's too simple that they are real. That's not content. That's not drama. Give the drama the curious nature that humans have. Build it up. And yeah, but yeah, I got some old recordings of Unirock that I've come across from Periscope. And I think it's really relevant. We should maybe go over them. I don't know if I can handle him. His voice just gets to me more than Katie, like more than Katie. But they got the same shoulders. I'm just being stupid. I'm being fucking stupid. But I think it might be important to point it out that, you know, he's not someone that you should look for information. He's as big enough. He's as big as bullshitter as Katie is. But he's able to be submissive enough to take orders from a master. Like, he is able to turn into a puppet for Katie. Why? Because he's got no fucking balls, man. He gives his balls to Katie to juggle. She just throws them in the air and calls that juggling. Oh my gosh. If you're listening, you shouldn't be listening, Unirock. But you know what Unirock stands for? You and I rock. Okay, how much does it annoy you now more every time you read that? Or did you know that and I was late to the party? Well, you and I rock. No, we don't, okay? We are doing no rocking, me and you. Okay, Katie, do we need
Drama channel. I don't
finish off? I don't know. See, this was the beginning of the man-made dam. But we'll just go to the end. Oh, okay. Why won't you sit properly for your neck? Do you put candles in there? Is that an altar? Who is in that picture? Is it you, Katie? Has Toad ever written a song about you? I'd like to hear it. Or is it Father? Is that what you make him call out? Oh, God. Okay. Well, don't take it personally, Paulson. Shit. Look, she's got she's a ventriloquist. I can't say that word. Like, she is, you know, what's that dummy off Buffy? Sid. Sid the dummy. Like a puppet, you know? Who has their hand up your backside? Oh, Swanson does at the moment. But yeah, that's just so obvious there. Must be the lighting.
She was so used. I always felt so bad for her. That Howard guy was terrible. Oh my gosh. Howard was so awful, was he not? Remember when Howard tried to pretend like Danny was his kid?
Oh my God. Is he being sued for defamation? Well, he's exactly like Katie. What can you say? I don't think does he have self-awareness? I say it, you know, quietly because how many people on YouTube don't have self-awareness? Are there a lot? Like, I don't want to be walking past someone with no self-awareness. Like, how many of them are there? I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have self-awareness. Self-awareness. Oh, his girlfriend, Uni Rach. Is she still around? Remember her and Katie's best friend? That was basically her polygamy. That was her sister wife situation. Uni Rock was the husband. He had Rachel and also Katie. But I reckon Katie was the main wife. Yeah, she really. Oh, it's so gross. Get me out of here. Okay, get me out. Katie, we might be done. I just want to see how you finish off.
Seriously. Howard was like the worst. He was such a slime ball. I was always like, why is she surrounded by Howard? I'm so glad that Larry was the dad because I feel like Larry has been like the best dad possible for her girl. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her friend Kimmy. Oh. Oh my gosh, Eminem's daughter Haley is so pretty. Have you seen photos of her? Oh my god, she's pretty. So pretty. Who would have thought that Eminem would be like the dad, right? He's like a suburban dad now. Oh. He was an awesome dad. Yes, she got totally. That show was awesome. That was like one of the first reality shows ever. I loved that show. I know. All right, we're at the hour-long mark. I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining me. Hope you liked this tea. I hope you enjoy the Expose Me by Nick SNIDER. I can't wait. I'm sure it's gonna be super credible. And I know I loved Anna Nicole.
You know what? With that kind of energy, Katie, I'm not going to give you the ending that you're not going to give me because your hands are up there. And how can they get down to do a peace sign in that short amount of time? So thanks for your negative tea. That's not the tea I want to drink. I want to drink tea that is rich, tasteful, does stuff, you know, has more than you, more substance, more receipts, maybe a cookie on the side. I don't know if I was satisfied. Are you guys satisfied? 2 hours. I've tortured you for 2 hours. I am sorry. I do have clips of, yeah, Uni Rach and Uni Rock and Katie speaking on Periscope, and also somewhere another chat thing on YouTube. I have another one as well that I wanted to watch. Kyle's in there too. Remember Kyle? Yeah, we all remember Kyle. I wonder what hairstyle he has now. That's all I'm interested in. I reckon he'd have to be bald. Now imagine Kyle bald like that, because he kind of looks sort of similar to, yeah, I know, I'm going to go there, Epstein, but he has that face sort of similar. I'm sure someone else out there has seen it as well. Oh, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Like, seriously, 2 hours, but Replay Crew, they are living their best life. They get to go downstairs into my basement and use the timestamps, which I got to put on now. So fucking double torture. That's all right. We can go fast. Yes, my brain's like letting me know that it won't be that hard. Now I'm going to talk myself out of here. Oh, guys. Okay. Where are we? Okay. I want to say I need to change my schedule on my channel. I might have to change when I do my lives to maybe morning my time, like around 10:30, 11. But then it would be the night before for American viewers. So that would be a bit weird, but would it? But I have to check with both Goose and TK, make sure that it's okay for them. And, you know, because we ride as a 3, we have the front row of the car, just 3 seats. You remember those when it was 3 seats? Kyle. Imagine if Kyle sits down next to, just accidental parallel world where he sits down at the dining table in the jail next to Chrisley. I just want to be a fly on the wall. I want to go visit Chrisley. If I come to America and do my Cactus Couch comedy tour, I'll have to make a stop over to see Chrisley. Is that in Florida? Yes, he's in Florida, right? But if I'm a tourist and I go to Florida, there's a chance that I could get murdered. I know. That's what's happening. That's the kind of image that I get from being over here. Okay. Thanks, guys. Please hit like, subscribe. Guys in chat, let me see some green. Chicago. Are you in the Windy City? Did you go see Oprah Will when she was around? That's all I know. Oh, and Chicago Bulls. Oh, the dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs more than humans. But okay, I've got to stop reading chat. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I've got to talk about my schedule. I might make a separate video. I think, tomorrow, Friday, will just be a pre-recorded, edited video probably about present-day Paulson. So then we cover all bases. I feel like that might be missing from my channel, just covering her posts in present day. I just want to talk about the patio. Like, seriously, I actually need to do the land versus the swamp. I've got to. I mean, it's making more lists in my head how similar UBT and JE are to KJ and TMP. So maybe do that as well. But there's so many things on my list I've just got to focus on this week. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. I've gone over 2 hours, so hit subscribe, comment below, and I will catch you. I'll catch you next week, guys. But tomorrow there'll be a video as well. God, I suck. Thank God it's night and I've got to go to bed now. Take care, guys.